moment. John is up here on the stage with us.
Want me to leave so you guys can have a moment?
Oh, jeez.
And I just made it awkward.
Oh, jeez.
And I just made it awkward.
Okay, so on that note...
Did I make his cheeks rosy?
No, we're fine. I'm sunburnt.
I just want to kick him.
Okay. So welcome to the Connect Show. This is the end of the year. Fantastic, super duper, extra super replay show. Are you excited?
I'm excited.
Woo! I'm excited.
I can't wait.
Good golly, Miss Molly. I think I'm a dog. Anyways, we're so excited to be here. This is the Connect Show final episode where we get to relive all those moments of the Connect Show. So,
of 2022. Going to be any bloopers?
There is probably going to be a blooper or two. We bloop a lot. So, besides blooping, what was your favorite moment of 2022?
Ooh, my favorite moment of 2022. Sean Stockman, and who was the other girl that was with him? Taylor Scott. That was a pretty good show. I remember that one sticks out of my mind right away. I don't know why, but that was a good show.
Yeah, you had a lot of energy that day. It was great.
Mm-hmm.
I was not here that day. I was virtual.
Kim, what about you? What was your favorite show?
That's like choosing a favorite kid.
Yeah, it is hard.
So it's kind of, I'm not doing that. But what I will say is my favorite was when I started coming into studio instead of being stuck in Zoom land.
That is a great thing. The studio is way better.
It is way better.
Why do you like the studio better?
I just feel a part of the team. And I like Expansive because they're pretty cool.
Expansive
she just likes
is
the
cool.
water.
The water's cool.
Yeah.
It's the magic.
Yeah. But when I was doing the networking report and stuff, I just felt more, it just felt better than being on Zoom.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't have that ugly headset on. I could bring it back for a live show sometime just to do it. But
just for retro's sake.
We could do an airline pilot show where we just kind of put that thing on there. And
you could have like a moving background.
Yeah.
Like you do on Zoom with the ocean.
Oh, thank you for joining us on Connect Airlines. We'll be doing about 30,000 feet. A little choppiness, so keep your seatbelt fastened.
I felt every bit of that, John. What a great end to 2022.
There you go.
Yeah.
My favorite was Francois, and I really liked. That wasn't me. That was the chair.
Mm-hmm. That's what he says. That's why. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Anywho, Francois, his quotes were fantastic about being a sun and being a candle. And if you didn't see it, go back and check our archives, or who knows, maybe it'll show up today because he
even pulled out like the prop, like, hold on, I've got this.
Yeah.
I loved when he did that.
Yeah,
I loved it.
Yeah, he had good stuff.
Yeah,
really did. We had a lot of great guests this year, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So what are we looking forward to for 2023?
2023. I don't know. I'm going to throw my momentum word in there, and I really hope this show creates a lot of good momentum, which I feel like is right on the horizon.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see a lot of impact from the show. I want to see it, in your words, bold. I want to see people coming and making an impact in everyone's lives around here right now. That's what I want to see. Whether it's business, personal, whatever. I think we can use a good mix of both.
Be bold, be brave, be contagious. No, be courageous. There it is. Not
I was going to say contagious.
Don't be contagious. Jeez,
I mean,
John.
only if it's in a good way.
This entire thing is going to be a blooper.
I know, the whole thing. It's like, okay, it's be bold, be brave, be courageous.
Be a blooper.
Or contagious.
Yes. There we go. All right.
Only if it's a good contagious.
Yes.
Contagious could be good.
I'm not taking my mushrooms.
I think we're going too far.
Yeah. My focus is way off.
Really?
So with that, let's go review 2022.
Let's go.
Went with it.
I guess I'm going to just hog up all the questions. I'm like really into the bread.
Okay.
So I'm bread challenged.
Okay.
I've tried to make bread a lot, and it comes out to be different forms of bricks and gravel.
But he makes some really good smoked butt.
Yeah, I can smoke some butt. But the bread, like you followed the instructions, whipped it up, and this is the best bread I've ever made. How come it's so easy with your method? What's going on here? What's the magic in the bucket?
So what this is just my blend of certified organic flours, and I put them in these 100% recyclable buckets. And when you get them home, I recommend a KitchenAid-like mixer, a stand mixer, one with a dough hook on them. And about 3 cups of lukewarm water later, until nothing dries left, you just mix it all up. It sits in the bucket for 2 to 3 hours, and it'll rise to the top, and you end up with over a gallon of dough. It's about 4 pounds of it, and it's just ready to use. You don't knead it, you don't work it, you just reach in, grab what you want, and you can turn it into things like bread, or even pizzas, cinnamon buns, garlic knots, breadsticks, pretzels, bagels, or whatever you can imagine really using the dough for. But what's really cool is that this will last in the fridge for about 2 weeks. So this is perfect for meal prep too. You could essentially have fresh bread in just 15, 20 minutes every night for dinner, or go to my website and grab a recipe and turn it into something else.
Yeah.
That's bucketofbread.com.
The question of the day, I know that you have also networking groups, but how do you find ways to find different ways to get into different networking groups that you might not have been a part of previously?
So I actually have a little different answer to that question, if that's okay.
Of course.
I think the biggest thing that people sometimes overlook about networking is, if you feel like it's getting a little stale, or you're seeing a lot of the same people, as you mentioned, Tracy, stop only going to quote unquote networking events. Do you know where I've gotten some of my best clients and done some of my best networking is with my golf league, my poker league.
Interesting.
When I've been traveling myself and I'm on a scuba boat. Because here's the thing, naturally, when you're meeting new people, regardless of the environment, you're naturally going to get into a conversation about what you do. It's one of the first questions people ask, right? So when you join other groups that have nothing to do with networking, just have to do with an interest of yours, just getting out there, doing things you enjoy, meeting new people that way, guess what? That's also networking. You're always meeting new people. And so if it's feeling a little dull, think about, do you like bowling? Join a bowling league. Do you like golf? Join a golf league. Do you like pickleball? Pickleball is like taking the world by storm. Go learn to play pickleball. You will naturally meet new people. You are networking. That's all networking is meeting new people. So go do some other stuff besides networking.
So that's a lot of analyzing. Okay, so now we made this change. Now we have to monitor it for a few months. We have to see if it's working. We have to see if it's not. Do we get rid of it? Do we keep it? Do we tweak it? For every one of those.
Fail fast. Right? So it's like try, right? If it doesn't work, fail fast, do something else.
But if it does, what you just
fantastic.
Could have done is powerful.
Right.
Well, and then that frees up time, right? So now you don't have as many fires. And that frees up time for leaders to be able to spend more time working on the business, doing things that they should be doing, as opposed to constantly putting out fires and doing things that are non-value added.
Ideas are helping prevent the fires.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. So it's creating that continuous improvement culture, making things visible, coaching and developing leaders on how to coach and develop the mini-me's, and those mini-me's then coaching and developing the employees, right? It's
out now. We know exactly what to do.
Self-fulfilling system, if you will, that continually works upon itself to get better and better every day.
And with a business, I don't think that you're ever stopping to learn or to grow. It's constant.
And it really doesn't matter the size of the business. This could work for anyone, any business. It does not have to be
I've worked at
a Toyota
I've worked
size.
at schools implementing this. I've worked at all the big three auto manufacturers, Michelin, Samsung, insurance companies, pharmaceutical companies, doesn't matter. It applies anywhere.
So these are the kind of approaches that you're teaching your clients
Yes.
that you take on.
Right.
Nice.
Well, you bring up another aspect of it because everybody puts it on you. And so the other aspect of that, it's called entanglement. And so people think we pick up everybody's energy. I don't care where we are. If someone comes in and, you've heard the old saying, you can cut the tension with a knife. If you're sitting in a room and someone comes in and they're happy and exuberant, all of a sudden you're feeling perky and you're feeling good. Or if someone comes in and they're mad and they're like bulldozing you, you're like, oh, that's a lot of energy. You kind of pick up and you feel bad.
Yeah.
And so part of that is that entanglement piece. It's like, I could be having a good day and someone could come in and yell at me but they're having a bad day and now they're coming in and they're sharing their story with me. Well, I picked that up. So science has proven that there's this energy exchange going on. Now I'm tied up in your energy. And part of what I do also is how do you detach from other people's energy so my good day isn't thwarted by your bad day or your crappy energy or whatever else it is.
Do we have a mic? Is my mic on?
Everything's
We're
working.
working out great.
Man, that looks sharp.
I love it. Yeah. I love it. So we have Adam and Jeremy from Expansive. Good morning. Thank you for joining us today. First off, we're going to talk to Adam. Tell me about the new Expansive workspace.
Yeah, so this is Expansive Wauwatosa that we're broadcasting live today. Beautiful 80 office center. A great place to promote community within, do things like this where we can kind of all promote with each other in this community. So we opened this up February 7th of this year. Occupancy grew about 30% within 2 months. So it's great to see everybody's getting excited to get back and network and be together. And yeah, that's us in a nutshell.
Thank you for that fabulous opening. That was great. Jeremy, there are multiple locations for Expansive, correct? Can you tell me about them?
Yeah, absolutely. Expansive is a unique co-working space. We own 47 properties, acquired 2 recently in Austin and Atlanta, but our most recent launch was Adams here in Wauwatosa. I'm responsible for Milwaukee and Madison, and so together we make up the Wisconsin sales team. And yeah, in the market space here, doing really, really well. This is something that people are in demand for, and Adam and I are reaping the benefits.
Excellent. Welcome to Wauwatosa. So Jeremy spoke about multiple locations everywhere. Does your Expansive membership, or whatever you would call it, include all of those locations?
Yeah. So as long as you're a member of any of our locations, whether it's here in Wauwatosa, downtown Milwaukee, or Madison on the Square, your membership gives you access to our beautiful lounges nationwide. So if you're traveling to San Diego, Austin, Texas, St. Petersburg, Florida, Albany, New York, you can touch down there free of charge during regular business hours. Connect to Wi-Fi, meet a person and kind of go from there.
Do they have the water everywhere? The wonderful
That is,
water.
I think, exclusive for us.
Oh, I like it.
We're fancy.
I like it. I like the Tulsa location for that.
Thanks, Kim and Tracy. My name's Mitch Nellis, aka Thunder. You might have seen me earlier with the hype video, but I'm here now to talk about podcasting because I love podcasting and I love storytelling. And I know that there's a 40 million podcasts out there, and some of them are great and some of them aren't as great. But I still know there are more people who want to get into podcasting who aren't podcasting. And I know a lot of times we say that the first step is always the hardest step, which is semi-true, but that's not true for everybody. But if you are looking to make that first step, I have some advice for you. The advice I have is, if you're looking to write a novel, you don't sit down and write a novel. You have drafts, you have notes, you have bullet points, all those sorts of things. So if you're looking to start a podcast, just start recording. Just hit record. And you might interrupt yourself and have thoughts. And you might be interviewing somebody and you might have to stop recording, or you might have to tell them, hold on a second, I need to collect myself, I got lost there. All those things are okay to do when you're starting off in podcasting. The more you get comfortable with hitting record and just talking and just interviewing and just listening and being part of it, the better. But if you don't hit record, there's no podcast there. I know a lot of times we say you want to have 4 podcasts in the bank or 5 in the bank or however many it is, and it depends on what your content is and how timely you want your content to be. But the first thing you need to do is you need to hit record, and you need some bad first drafts. That's what a first draft's supposed to be. Failure is your first attempt in learning. That's okay. Go ahead. Fail. Do terribly. Make an awful podcast. Because if you make an awful podcast, you're closer to making a great podcast. Back to you, Kim and Tracy.
No one needs a smile more than someone to whom give it to and they can't give it back. So keep giving, really become a sun rather than the moon. This is maybe the last thing I'll tell if we have to close and do something here. If you look at outside the creation, there's the sun and there's the moon. And both of them are what's giving light to the earth. But the moon is only a reflector of the light of the sun. So when the sun shines, the moon shines. But if the sun is hidden, then the moon has no more light. So the sun is the one that actually gives out. Become the sun.
You had an interesting conversation with Elmer when he was the head of Scale Up. He's now moved on since then. Can you share us what happened in that conversation? Because that seemed to make an impact on your business.
Well, he is just so smart, and I admire him so much. And he took the time to sit down with me and listen to what I was going through as a business owner. And I made the statement about being a massage therapist, and he goes, Jessica, you are not a massage therapist. You are a businesswoman. I think it's great when you have mentors that recognize you and are able to point something out to you so that you can go ahead and shift and be actually who you're becoming.
So usually if someone says, you know, Pat, I need help, I don't know what to do next, and it just feels like I'm a little bit overwhelmed. The conversation goes like this, and nodding and smiling from the Idea Collective members in the room, they'll know. The first question will be, okay, if you were independently wealthy, you could do anything on the planet, what in your business brings you joy? Because if you're an online business manager, let's use that as an example. Well, I know an online business manager, and she's tremendously talented. She can do client communication. She can do email marketing. She can do social media management. She can do event production. She can do all these different things. But what's funny is when you ask someone, what's the thing that you love doing more than anything? They usually have an answer right away. Oh, I love producing online events. Great. So if you had a business where all you did was produce online events, would that bring you joy? Hell yeah. Okay, we're on to something. So that's step one. Step two then is, okay, if you could do it for anyone, who would you do it for? Like pie in the sky, anybody. Well, I got a bunch of different clients. Okay, great. But who's the one that like you can't wait till they call? You love to serve them the most. Well, I don't know if I can do this, but the person that I love helping the most is kind of like, she's a female founder. She's starting her own business, and she's really got big ideas. Like, oh, okay. So if you could do it for anyone, you wouldn't do it for old dudes like me. You would do it for visionary female founders, right? Yes. All right. So let's make sure that this magic wand is loaded here. If you could do anything, you would do online events for visionary female founders, right? Yes. Would that feel like work? No. That would be the greatest job ever. Awesome. That's what you need to go do. So if that was your life, would you be happy? And normally they're like blink a couple times. Yeah, that would be really amazing. Now, why does this work? The reason why it works is that everyone, me included, you included, we are all smart enough to get paid for a lot of different stuff. Melena's in the audience. I'm not going to call her out, but we've had this conversation. When you're smart like Melena, you can get paid to do a zillion different things. But there's probably only one or two things that bring you so much joy it doesn't feel like you're working anymore.
So if you could automate anything in your business, what would be the thing that you would want to automate right now?
Right now, I think I would want to automate my schedule, if you know what I mean. Small business owners out there, you have control of your schedule. So if I'm still trying to tweak it where I want to wake up a certain time, and this is exactly what I'm going to do, and nothing, no distractions until that task is done throughout the day. So every 15 minutes, every hour, what is that going to be? So automation is just really my schedule, and we have full control of it. That's a beautiful thing. But
absolutely.
Also on the other side, that's a double-edged sword, right? So that's what I would want to automate. Yeah.
And then automate your body to do all the things in the schedule.
Right. Like I've been trying to do the 5 a.m. club.
Oh.
Have you heard of that?
No.
Yes, I've heard of it.
I have not.
Yeah, so 5 a.m. club is just saying that you have to wake up at 5 a.m. every morning and do a routine every 20 minutes for the first hour, because if you wake up before the sun rises, it gives you the competitive edge to win the day.
I love that. I need to probably do that. Well, my body kind of does it on its own naturally when it feels like it. But I started the squat challenge this month. I got to do well, it just started today, and I have to do 100 squats each day. I can do it.
You got this.
I can do it. 3,000 squats by the end of the month.
Got this.
I can do it. Totally excited.
The first couple of days you might be a little sore.
That's so cool. I started last month, like easing into it, so I was not going to be dead after day one.
Good.
Yes.
And don't do it all at the same time either.
Yes.
So it's kind of about how do you network? What's next?
Well, after you network, you want to ask people for one-on-ones. You know, today I met somebody new at the networking group that I was just at this morning, Walking Breakfast Club. And he and I are going to meet and learn more about each other. I belong to another networking group in Kenosha, and it was wonderful because I met this gentleman at the Kenosha networking group, and he was able to. I connected him with the library in Burlington because they needed some services, and I said, "Hey, I know someone," and that's the thing. That's the give. You need to give. And you need to connect. It doesn't matter. And I love to network with other insurance agents because we all learn from each other. It's wonderful.
Yeah, that's another good point when you're doing a lot of networking is doing the giving back part where you're referring these new people that you've met to some other people and helping them expand their business also. That's a key point that I don't think we've touched on today. We have in the past, but not today. So
one of my favorite questions to ask when I meet with someone is, and it's quite interesting, the answers that I do receive is, what are your passions? And it just opens up that language and just pours out, and then you can really see their true colors of how passionate and what their passions are. So that's one of my favorite questions to ask.
Yeah, we had some great guests on the show this whole year.
The end.
I agree.
The end.
Tris, you have a lot to say. I think we should have an awesome blooper. That's what I think. Awesome. Awesome. I think I say amazing a lot. What's my word that I say a lot? I've got to have a word I say a lot.
I always say, why that's fantastic.
Why that's fantastic. Or,
good show.
Good really good show.
Good show.
Do we
All
really
right.
have to add this shit in there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Blooper.
So those were the highlights of 2022. Oh my God, was that f***ing awesome.
Oh my God, you cannot be any more convincing than you just were right now.
I know. Can you keep it there and beep for the f***ing and just add it in there?
There'll be no f***ing in the show. Anywho, so welcome back. Oh, are we restreaming? Wouldn't that be funny?
That would be dead. Good night.
Okay.
I don't know because that monitor's off.
We could be
right?
restreaming because you're the tech guy.
It's not restreaming. There'd be a big red light flashing on air.
No, there wouldn't. Should get one of those.
Look though.
Shut up.
He's just all full so much full of shit.
The funny thing is, you were looking for the on-air light that's never been here for 2 years. That was great.
I know.
That was fantastic.
Gullible.
Fantastic.
Gullible.
Okay. Thanks for tuning into the Connect Show. We'll see you in 2023. Take it away, Kim and Tracy.
We're so happy to have you back today.
We are. You need to really get back on stage more often. We have to figure out a way to finagle that.
Okay, I'll put a little control switch right here.
Some testosterone.
What?
There's a lot of estrogen.
And when
hanging
Mitch
out
is
over
in
here.
the studio,
I
it could
don't
be
know about
all
that.
4 of us up here, and that could really be some high energy.
I might have to build a new desk.
No, we could fit all 4 on this desk.
Change the studio again, John.
Hey.
You know, we should have, can you show all the different studio changes?
No one can see
for
it. It looks
2023?
the same to everybody.
Damn it.
Like from this side, but from that side, it does look different. It's a lot cleaner right now because I have another room that is messy.
Oh, that's okay.
So this is the clean room.
Dump
That's
zone.
the messy room.
You have a room. There's something
my
called
dump room.
the room.
Yep.
Yep, that's the room.
Yep.
Not the green room. Just
The
the
room.
room.
Yes.
Oh, I
That's
call
where
it
you
the
dump all the crap.
The
The
black
dump
room.
room. Yeah.
Yeah, that's where you dump all the crap.
And with that,
The crap room.
that's all we got.
See you in 2023.
Deuces.